Let me ask you something. Have you ever looked at someone your age and quietly wondered, how are they so far ahead? Same salary range, same country, same economic chaos. But somehow, their life feels lighter. They travel more, they stress less. They're not constantly one emergency away from panic. And you sit there thinking, I work hard too, so what's the difference? Here's what I've learned. For most people, it's not about budgeting apps. It's not about cutting coffee. It's not even about investing early. It's about 3 life decisions. 3. And once they're made, they quietly shape everything that comes after. Let's talk about them. We've been taught that wealth is about tactics. Invest in index funds. Avoid bad debt. Save 20%. Start early. And yes, those things matter. But here's the uncomfortable truth. You can execute all the right financial tactics and still struggle for decades. Why? Because financial outcomes are often decided upstream, long before spreadsheets and stock portfolios enter the picture. Most people think money problems start with spending habits, but money problems often start with life structure. And there are 3 structural decisions that quietly determine your financial trajectory. 1. Your career path. 2. Your partner choice. 3. Your housing decision. Not because they're glamorous, but because they multiply everything: income, stress, options, freedom. If you get these 3 mostly right, you don't need to be a genius investor. If you get them wrong, even discipline won't fully save you. And this isn't about blaming anyone. Most of us made these decisions emotionally, or under pressure, or without understanding their long-term financial impact. No one really sat us down and said, hey, this choice will echo for 30 years. So today, I want to do that. Let's start with the first one. Decision 1. Your career path. When we're young, we choose careers for reasons that make sense at the time. Passion, prestige, pressure, parents, proximity. Rarely do we choose with a 3-0-year wealth lens. But your career isn't just your job. It's your income engine. And small differences in income compound brutally over time. Let's simplify this. Imagine 2 people. Person A earns $40,000 per year. Person B earns $80,000 per year. That's a $40,000 difference. Seems straightforward, but over 30 years ignoring raises, that's a $1.2 million income gap. Now add raises, promotions, investments. That gap explodes. And here's what most people misunderstand. It's not just about starting salary. It's about income ceiling. Some careers have hard caps, others scale. Some reward experience slowly, others reward skill aggressively. And here's the psychological trap. We optimize for comfort, not growth. We choose what feels safe. We avoid risk. We tell ourselves, at least it's stable. But stability without upside can quietly limit your financial life. Now, I'm not saying everyone needs to become a tech founder, but you do need to ask, does my career path allow upward movement? Can I increase my income meaningfully in 5-10 years? Or am I locked into incremental raises forever? Because here's the thing, saving 20% of a small income is harder than saving 20% of a large one. Financial discipline matters, but income expansion is leverage. And leverage changes everything. Now, let's go deeper. The hidden cost of career mismatch. There's another layer people ignore. Energy. If your career drains you, you come home exhausted. You lack motivation to build side skills. You spend more to cope. Stress spending is real. I deserve this. I need a break. It's been a long week. And suddenly, your job isn't just limiting income, it's increasing expenses. But when your work energizes you, or at least aligns with your strengths, you naturally look for growth. You negotiate, you upskill, you take calculated risks. And over time, that compounds. So when we talk about financial future, we're really talking about career trajectory. Not just what you earn today, but what you can earn tomorrow. Decision 2. Your partner choice. This one makes people uncomfortable, but it might be the most powerful of the 3. Who you choose as a life partner will influence your spending habits, your stress levels, your risk tolerance, your savings rate, your ambition, your long-term stability. And here's what nobody tells you. Marriage is one of the largest financial contracts you will ever sign. Not emotionally, legally, financially. Two people with similar income but different partners can end up in completely different financial realities. Let me explain. Imagine two individuals earning $70,000 per year. Person A marries someone financially responsible. They discuss money openly. They share goals. They delay lifestyle inflation. They invest consistently. Person B marries someone who avoids money conversations, spends impulsively, hides debt, chases appearances. Same income. Wildly different outcomes. Why? Because money habits are contagious. If one person values long-term planning and the other values short-term image, there will be friction. And friction is expensive. Divorce is expensive. Constant financial arguments are exhausting. Secret debt destroys trust. But this isn't just about worst-case scenarios. It's about alignment. Do you both want the same life? Not just emotionally, financially. Do you both believe in delayed gratification? Or is one always pulling the other forward into bigger expenses? Bigger apartment, better car, more status. And here's the deeper psychological truth. We adapt to our partner's baseline. If your partner normalizes overspending, you will drift upward. If your partner normalizes investing, you will drift upward there too. Drift is powerful. Most financial outcomes aren't extreme decisions. They're small, repeated behaviors reinforced over years. And your partner shapes those behaviors daily. That's why this decision quietly shapes decades. Decision 3, your housing decision. Now let's talk about housing. This one feels practical, but it's deeply emotional. Your home is identity. It's comfort. It's status. It's safety. And because of that, we often stretch. We buy slightly more than we should. We rent in areas that impress. We upgrade faster than necessary. Because home feels personal. But financially, housing is usually your biggest expense. And small percentage differences equal massive long-term impact. Let's use simple math. If you earn $60,000 per year and spend 50% on housing, that's $30,000 annually. If you instead spend 30%, that's $18,000. A $12,000 yearly difference. Over 10 years, $120,000, not including investment growth. That difference could fund an investment portfolio, a business, financial freedom runway. But here's the trap. We anchor housing decisions to emotion. I deserve this space. I don't want to feel behind. I need the best neighborhood. And sometimes, yes, quality of life matters. But overextending on housing creates pressure. And pressure limits flexibility. When your rent or mortgage is high, you can't leave bad jobs easily. You fear career risks. You tolerate environments you hate. Your housing decision quietly controls your freedom. Affordable housing gives you options. Expensive housing demands obedience. And that's the part people don't see. Now here's where everything connects. Career determines income potential. Partner determines financial behavior and stability. Housing determines fixed expense pressure. Income minus fixed expenses equals freedom. And freedom compounds. If you have a scalable career, a financially aligned partner, reasonable housing costs, you don't need extreme discipline. You just need consistency. But if one of these is misaligned, you'll feel like you're constantly swimming upstream, working harder just to stay in place. And that's exhausting. I want you to pause for a second. Think about where you are right now. Your career, your relationship dynamics, your housing costs. No judgment, just awareness. Because here's the empowering part. Even if you've made one of these decisions already, you're not stuck. Careers can pivot. Conversations with partners can evolve. Housing can downsize. Financial destiny isn't fixed, but it is shaped, and the earlier you understand the structural forces shaping your money, the more control you regain. So, instead of obsessing over small hacks, zoom out, ask the bigger questions. Because sometimes, Wealth isn't built by what you cut. It's built by what you choose. And those three choices, they echo for decades. If this made you think a little deeper about your own life structure, that's the point. I'll see you in the next one.